afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, May 11, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. What would happen if we were all in a state of surrender 24/7? Which just means you're constantly surrendering everything on a continual basis. God is there only if you surrender. Surrender makes anything. God, surrender, gives you the eyes, and everything that is brought to these eyes becomes divine. Do not waste your life for that which is going to be taken away. Trust life. Trust God. When you trust, only then can you drop your knowledge. Only then can you put your mind aside. And with trust, something immense opens up. Then this life is no longer ordinary life. It becomes full of God overflowing. Osho. When you think about it, these are all practices that we choose to do to move into a higher vibrational frequency. If we don't do them, then obviously we are not going to move to a higher vibrational frequency. And some of them are challenging. We would like, some of us would like a guarantee that we wouldn't have any waves in our lives, that it was all smooth and no issues or anything. And so we're given, when we enter these bodies, not at first, but as time passes by and the programming is in full swing, we have an ego mind. Ego mind is there, it just hasn't been turned on. And then we get to a certain age, we have ego mind. Do we know what it is? No. Then as the body ages, we start to say, yeah, okay, so so-and-so's got a huge ego. Right? You've probably said that to, people that have large egos. And then there's people that have egos. We all have egos. But don't visit it a lot. It just kind of passes by. Right? They don't feel like they have to protect themselves. They don't feel like they have to make a statement to overdo someone else because they said this and they said that. So then they respond by saying this, and that. And it's like when we're kids, I'm better than you are. I'm stronger than you are. That's the beginning smatterings of ego mind. And what we do with ego mind is the reason that we express this kind of a protection web that we create for ourselves is because the ego mind is in charge. And when the ego mind is in charge, we experience many things. We experience fear, lack of trust, anger, frustration. There's a few things that we experience. Is that the majority for the majority of the people on planet Earth? Yes, it is. Have you met anybody who is, so far in your life, that's fearless? That fear doesn't register with them. They don't have it. Right? Now, is that a rarity? Oh, absolutely, it's a rarity. And how is that? How does that happen? Because either advertently or inadvertently, they step into the heart. And they like it, so they stay in the heart more. And it's pretty nonchalant. They just have a tendency to gravitate towards heart-mindedness. So they don't get, if you notice, they don't get flustered or stressed or fearful. because they don't have any of that. In any civilization, there's always a small group that is more in non-ego. And I mean small, really small group. While the rest are in different varying degrees of ego mind. When we don't have ego mind, what happens? We don't get concerned about life. We don't take life seriously. Yeah, we pay attention to it. It's not like it's a joke. But we don't look at things from our heart mind like we do from the ego mind. Ego mind is constantly worrying about a lack of this and lack of that, and constantly worrying about you having this and having that, and never really being satisfied. There are beings on this planet. They could have, $1 trillion, and that's not enough, and they need more. It's insecurity. So as the ego mind's insecure, then they're insecure. Heart-mindedness is secure. And since the universe is always working in our favor, right? We can relax more and take the risk to snuggle up to our fears, anxieties, and stresses, because it's rampant on this planet. How many people do you see in the course of a day that are all just kind of laid back and smelling the roses and not concerned about any of the shenanigans happening? Not in a hurry, not rushing. You ever come across people like that? And it's not a put on. It's just how they are. And as long as we stay curious, right, about everything. If you recall when you were a child, you were curious about everything. Didn't matter what it was. It could be a bug crawling on the floor. You're curious about the bug. And one asks, well, what happens to that? Well, we still have it. That childlike curiosity, which is buried usually in most of us, because, we become, quote unquote, what? Adults. Got to get serious about life. Not a child anymore. You take responsibilities for this and that. And so the childlike curiosity, it's there, but then we cover it up with, a ton of blankets. It just sits there. We don't embrace it, and we don't put it front and center. And it just sits there. Because we're adults now, see. And we can't look at things and be curious. It's like you're curious about your fears, curious about your anxieties, curious about stresses, different factors. And that comes from childlike curiosity. It's like when you were a kid, you'd ask all kinds of questions. And even though the adult would answer the questions, you would keep asking questions. Because you knew. And that's curiosity. It's like when you're curious about everything, what happens? You learn a lot, and you find out that it is nothing to be concerned about. And you just kind of skip on your merry way. It's with the ego mind that actually the ego mind can feel like you're dragging a ball and chain around each ankle of your leg through life. It can really feel like that. Excuse me. And does that feeling go away? No, sometimes. But have you ever felt heavy? Not so much, like literal weight type thing, but just heavy. Heavy on thoughts, heavy on worries, heavy on fear, but just heavy. And you're fatigued, right? You get real tired. It isn't physical. It's more spiritual. And we're in this soup in this life where there's so many different frequencies popping in and out You can't keep track of them. And this is why I talk so much about of mastering your thoughts and the ego mind through the heart mind. If we don't do that, then we'll incarnate in another life. And if we don't do it in that life, we'll do it in another life. We've got thousands of lives ahead of us. And when you look at something, your curiosity, if your curiosity is there, and you dip into your curiosity, you say, okay, so let's look at this and see why I'm feeling the way I feel. What is about this? Majority of us just kind of kick it in the corner. Some of us, though, will say, why is this, whatever it may be, so, we call it, so pursuing, constantly in front of me? What's its gig? So your curiosity, you find out, you face it. And another thing that we often do is we wait. You ever done that? Is there any time in your life where you can, pick out, where you waited a long time for something, and you waited and you waited and waited and waited and waited? Now, on the flip side of that, imagine just saying, I'm not going to wait. I'm moving on, moving forward, going deeper within. You extend the invitation of manifestation to the universe, and you go on your way. There's really no issues at all. Every issue that we are confronted with that we believe is an issue isn't an issue. It's information that has been presented to us so that we can learn, experience. Does that go away? No, because you're surrendering every day. You're surrendering all the time. You surrender everything. You let everything go. 24/7. It's not once in a while. You let everything go. Period. And if it comes back, let it go again. And again, and again, and again, and again. And we're given the opportunity, which I think is great, to master our thoughts and our mind. Master them. Not report to them. Imagination is more important than any knowledge. Knowledge is limited, while imagination encircles the world, this galaxy, and the universes. Whatever you think, you create. Okay? Now, most of us, you get to a point where you say, the heck with it. Okay? You throw the towel in on it. How many of us, in this very now moment, it's kind of a silly question, but think about it. How many of us have imaginary friends? Right in this now. Okay? Oh, that's silly. That's only for children. And are they really imaginary? Really. I mean, what you believe you create. That's a fact. Isn't even debatable. It's been proven thousands of times. So doesn't it make sense that you believe firmly in something? Like, say, when you were a child and you had an imaginary friend, adults call imaginary friend. Did everything with that friend. And you believed that that friend existed. And who's to say that the friend didn't exist? And then in time, what happens is how come we don't have that friend throughout life? Because in time, we get so programmed that we forget about it. We forget about it. And since we're master manifestors, omnipotently powerful, supreme manifesting abundant beings that never die that are in these bodies. So, doesn't it make sense that we would carry that? Oh, no, you couldn't do that. You know, adults, you know, talking imaginary friends, they think you're nuts. People think you're nuts. Eventually, they'd put you away. You see, that's society. Like on an easy day, you imagine something, right? Who's to say you don't create it? Proven fact that where you can look in a room, look out in space, whatever, and you focus on one area, particles begin to appear because of your power. It has nothing to do with other people saying, oh, when you say you believe in something and they go, oh, yeah, that's crazy. That's silly. Right? And then, see, society, which is the human psyche, dictates to us on how to be. Doesn't it? Huh? We all grew up in it. But it dictates on who and what and how you should be. And if you're not, you're frowned upon. And you get super conscientious, super aware, and fearful because you want to be accepted by society. You don't want to be cast out. And you've heard me talk about black sheep. So some of us make that choice. We make it. We decide. I'm not going to conform, whatever word you want to use, to the rat race. It doesn't interest me. And some people it doesn't interest. And they go off on their own, do their own thing. They're off looking at enjoying life. Okay? They don't see enjoying life by shuffling with endless ocean of people going in a direction where none of them know where they're going. And they just step in and just shuffle along with them. Some of us will just peel off, as I've said before. And we won't. We just don't, it doesn't mix right. And we leave it alone. And of course, there's always a label for that: black sheep, mavericks, whatever. Okay? When you get to a level of comprehension in this life where anybody says, no matter how they look at you, what they say about you, anything, because it always changes, it doesn't affect you. You're not affected by it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. And you get to the point where you believe it's no big deal, so you have diffused it permanently. And where do your energies go? Your energies are spent manifesting what you want. That's where your energies are spent. Not worried about what every Tom, Dick, and Harry is saying about you. Because this is how people are controlled on this planet. They're so deathly afraid of what others think of them. And the interesting thing about that, whatever they think about them changes constantly. You've seen it where someone is chastised or ridiculed or discredited, and then they do something and they do this, and then everybody loves them. All of a sudden, the ones that were attacking them, oh, they're wonderful. Aren't they wonderful? This is how quick things change and shift. And then if they're viewed as not doing anything, oh, yeah, oh, boy, they're nasty. And where does that all come from? It comes from ego, mind, and judgment. You see, most of us are judging 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nonstop. We never give it, just constantly judging. Could be ourselves, could be anything. Could be anything outside of us, anything inside of us. And this is why I say in these meditations, be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the deepest of gratitude at all times. This counterbalances, it assists with your transition into higher vibrational frequencies. It assists you. You move up, right? Because you've decided to move up. Is, as a species on this planet, is conflict something that we need? Do we need conflict? I don't believe so. I mean, in conversation, we disagree, right? If you're in an ego mind in a conversation, you disagree, you're going to get an argument 9 times out of 10. What about heart-mindedness? You're going to get an argument. It's not a big deal. You're not emphasizing it. And it passes. Huge difference. A crucial part is, for all of us on this planet, is to trust ourselves. Got to trust ourselves. I mean implicitly, 100% of the time. Got to have 100% faith in ourselves at all times and 100% confidence. Trust, faith, confidence in ourselves. It's got to be in ourselves first, and not weakly, right? And not half-assedly, but confirmed and constant. This is how this planet is shifting, because there are those of us who deeply believe that we're the ones that will help with shifting it into a much higher vibrational frequency. And that more and more people will embrace it because it feels so good, because it is our natural state of being. Most of the things we do now are not our natural state. They're not our natural state of being. And one might say, oh, yes, it is. Well, how do you figure? Do you love being upset? Do you love being stressed? And if you say no, then it's not serving the greater good. This is what you ask yourself. Whenever you get drawn in to the muck on this planet, you ask yourself, is this serving me the greater good? And you know what? Most of the time it'll say, heck no. Then why am I spending my energy on it? Oh, ego mind's guiding you. So what you do is you decide, I don't care to be an ego mind, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I'll come over here in heart mind, where I'm at peace and total quietness, solitude. And we can choose any of this. So some people say, well, why don't we know that, we got to know the truth about this and the truth about that. When you increase your vibrational frequency knowingly and awareness with clarity, and you comprehend it, and you continue to increase your vibrational frequency, you're going to eventually plug into all of that. You'll know it. You'll know the history of the civilization. You know how these bodies were created. Where were they created? When were they created? How was our original blueprint as humans? How was that? You'll know it. How were we then? You'll know that. Not all this made-up stuff. And then you begin to determine for yourself. You're laying the groundwork. No one else is. And you just, I don't care to believe all that stuff. That stuff is just, does it serve me the greater good? Heck no. It's the opposite. Then I don't care to spend any more time or energies on it. You ever get sucked into something that takes up all your time? I mean, at first it's on the surface, you go, oh, this won't take me long. And it ends up, it takes a lot of your time. This is about getting into habit, about asking yourself, am I doing this? Is it the greater good? Is spending this energy, putting this time, or is it not the greater good? If it doesn't serve me the greater good, I'm not interested in entertaining it. Why would we? That's different when something you ask yourself, does this serve me the greater good? Absolutely. Then you embrace it. And it's everything in this life. You're asking yourself that question all the time. You're not asking yourself that question through judgment, coming down on yourself, ridiculing yourself. No. You love yourself deeply and eternally. You're curious, childlike curiosity. It's like you got a few people, and these people over here are using something, applying with their bodies, and it's working really well. And then these people over here are using it, and it doesn't work at all. At least to them it doesn't. But see, when you believe in anything across the board, you're going to create it. And you create it into form. And then you experience it. Ask yourself, do you welcome your heart? Do you welcome it? Do you invite it in? Do you welcome your heart? The deep eternal love that you are. Heart, in ego mind, you get angry with somebody and give them both barrels. In heart mind, it's why expend that energy? Why wouldn't I put that energy in a positive direction rather than a negative one? Again, it's connected to not really giving a hoot on what others think or say about you. It's crucial because it controls so many people on this planet, and it has for tens of thousands, if not millions, of years. Most won't, though. Most will stay there and be affected by it. You have a romantic relationship with somebody, right? Okay. They say something, but it's not meant to be vindictive or anything. They say it, but it affects you. Okay? It affects you. Why is that? Ego mind. Heart mind, it wouldn't affect you. Because you're not attached to that being. You're not attached. You get attached, you suffer. That's another proven fact. So what do you mean you don't get attached? You live in the now with that being, moment to moment. You live in the now. You're in the now, moment to moment with that being, so therefore, you're not attached. They could be gone tomorrow. So could you. This is why we focus on the now. In anything and everything, we're focused on the now. And not only that, we focus on what we want. We add that in there. We focus on what we want. And we believe in ourselves that we are omnipotently powerful. Manifesting supreme, abundant beings that never die. One might get facetious and say, well, then that means if you focus on living forever, you'll live forever. Interesting statement, isn't it? What does living forever mean? Well, you stay around as long as you wish. Right now, we randomly end. Right, don't we? We just randomly end. We have no idea when we end. When we leave these bodies. And that's been the cycle forever. And since we need every single being that is alive on this planet so that we can begin to flourish once again as a species, doesn't it make sense to keep everybody around as long as possible? Instead of these short stays. You know, some people come, and 50 years later, they're gone. You know, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever. They're gone. They're gone, and there's nothing. They leave everything, but the knowledge they take with them. See, that's the unfortunate part. They take the knowledge with them. Getting to share it with society because they're gone. But you kind of get the gist of it. Is it complicated? Not really. Okay? Once you're clear and you decided to focus on the now through the heart-mind, and that you begin to masterfully manifest anything and everything you want. But you're in heart-mind, see. It's a big difference. In ego-mind, it's a real pain. It's a real challenge. Because eventually, we will all be at total peace. We won't be in conflict. We won't be in disarray. Because it doesn't serve the greater good. Knowing who and what you are serves the greater good. Being happy and joyous serves the better good. You're aggressive, you're angry, you're violent. That's not serving the greater good. It's taking away. Now look at all the energy you expend. Think about this. When you get very upset, okay, so your upset state and your peaceful state, which one is burning way too much excessive energy? First one. First one. You say to yourself, oh no, I am not going to go, like I've done so many times before, into being very upset and irate. That lowers the vibrational frequency field. And it slows you down with your progress. So you sit there and say, you know, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to pay attention to what they're saying over here or what they're saying over there. I'm focused on what I want. I'm focused on the life that I wish to enjoy. And one of the biggest things on this planet, it's an insatiable jealousy of others. It really is. It's huge on this planet. Jealous of what? Again, does it serve you the greater good? Well, they're spending too much time with this being over here. I don't like that. You're not their Lord and Master. You never will be. And this is where surrender comes in. See, it's a step-by-step process. You follow the step-by-step process, and you stay in the now. It's phenomenal. And look at the benefits of this are way off. You can't even measure them. You begin to comprehend how to manifest through heart-mindedness. That's huge. You also learn, and you pick this up, is that none of us are separate. So your direction by saying to yourself, all right, does this serve me the greater good? And if you let's just say it takes you a bit to answer that, then it doesn't. Then it doesn't. And you can feel this. You can feel the step-by-step process. You comprehend it. It's like in these meditations. You come to these meditations because of what? Because it helps you open up to yourself. You get in a comfortable position. It's real simple. You get in a comfortable position. You have no outside distractions. You relax into your body. You're as still as a statue, and you're focused on your natural rhythm of your breath rising and falling. That's it. And you just be. That's all you do. You just be. You're in silence. You're in a tranquil state. You're benevolent. And this is where the God is, which you truly are. What will happen when this civilization becomes clear and aware that it is the God? That there's no God outside of us. Kingdom of God is in with each and every one of us. We're all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We love ourselves and we love everyone else. One might say, oh, please, I don't care for that one over there. We're not talking about the body. We're talking about the God within the body. See? And since most of the people on this planet are disconnected from that, not truly disconnected, figuratively disconnected from the God of which they are, then they're going to believe what they're going to believe until something that they do comes along and they manifest and they say, not interested in this. And the love that we are is romantic love is a smidgen of that. The love that we are. Massive. Supremely powerful. And it serves us the greatest good. To be happy, joyous, and blissful with oneself serves us the greatest good because it affects all and everything around us. You've been around people that are happy, just happy. They're happy, they're excited, they're happy, they're smiling, they're laughing. We're all drawn to that. And you are affected by that. You know you are, because you get around people like that, then you're affected, and you become happy. Because remember, we're all connected. We're these golden drops of the golden ocean. We hold the essence of the golden ocean. We drop into the ocean, we become the ocean. Once we truly get over the physical imagery or size of us, the physical size of us. So we look at up in the sky, and you're looking at the universe, and you're going, how can I be so powerful, yet I'm just this little speck in the universe? See, that's ego mind. And everything, if you'll notice, in most cases on this planet, things have to be humongous, right? And all of it is due to what? We're here to enjoy our lives and help each other. That's it. To enjoy our lives and help each other. Get ourselves balanced by choice and begin to embrace everything and anything with deep eternal love. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close soon. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out from the mouth. Remain relaxed into your body. Still as a statue. Focused on your breath rising and falling. Look into your future. What would you like the final outcome of your entire life to be? When your body and mind are gone, how would you like to feel inside? And exactly what do you want to pass on to future generations? What are your greatest gifts that you're here to bring to others? I know this is a very big question, yet now is the perfect time to reveal your answers. This is an invitation, and it is simply to look deeply into your future. Wave a magical wand and imagine exactly what you most want to see. Do not settle for just anything. Think of something so pure, so deeply aligned and perfect that your heart explodes with outrageous fireworks of ecstasy and elation. Take the next 24 hours to play forming new ideas about your future. Feel deeper into all the little details of what you desire to see. It's good to also remember that your future self is forming who you are being today. And this magical universe is listening. And it's already organizing this bright, flawless future to effortlessly manifest for you. This is the moment, the most perfect moment, to begin enjoying your past and your future. You might say that it almost feels like you just arrived. Life is not happening to you. Life is responding to you. Take this with you for the rest of the day into evening and night, the following morning. And we will return here Monday, May 12, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.